overtime CCAC showdown. These are the top two teams in the conference right now, and it's the second time they've met this year. The last time they played one another back in December in Gary, Indiana Northwest dealt St. Francis their only loss of conference season. See if the Saints can get some revenge today, as the tip is won by the Red Hawks. Not wearing red today, but black. They go from left to right. St. Francis in their home whites goes from right to left in the first half of today's game. I'm Terry Bonadonna on the call for today's contest. Saints trying to win their 10th consecutive ball game. Whistle blows prior to a shot foul on the floor. Demarius Splunge was grabbed on the play by Ramel Davis. So Davis is called for the first foul of the game. Shot clock set to 20 for the Red Hawks to restart the possession. Caleb Jenkins in possession, along with Danny Smith, Trace Williams, Demarius Splunge, Anthony Taylor. They make up the starting lineup. Step back three-pointer is good from Danny Smith. And a nice start today for Indiana Northwest. Smith averages 16 points per game. That was the total he had the last time these two teams met, 16 points, 9 rebounds, which also just about matches his average. He averages 8 rebounds a game. Here's Davis, Merrick Small, Aitor Anabadarte, Delshawn Sims, and Joffrey Nunnally. That's your Saints starting lineup. They've got 5 on the shot clock. Sims drives, nice drive, can't quite finish. Tried to reverse it at the rim. No good from Delshawn Sims. Wild pass from Anthony Taylor is picked off by Ramel Davis, and Davis is called for the double dribble. Tough start for Davis. He has the steal. He also has the foul and now a turnover. Lost control a little bit on the run out. So both teams turn it over back to back. Indiana Northwest has the ball up by 3, just over a minute in. Taylor gives it to Caleb Jenkins. Three-pointer, rims out. Rebound grab by Nunnally. Joffrey Nunnally gives it to Ramel Davis. Bounce to the high post, Merrick Small. Small guarded by Caleb Jenkins. Gives it back to Davis. Davis tries a long 2 and misses it short. I don't know if that's the shot that the Saints wanted on that possession. They still are scoreless, almost 2 minutes in. Anthony Taylor posting up on Delshawn Sims. Taylor working hard. Sims tipped the ball. It's loose. And Sims chases it down. Sims going one-on-one with Jenkins, and Jenkins comes up with a stop. Probably a wise decision by Sims to just pull it out there. Good defense, though, from Delshawn Sims. Now it's Aitor Anabadarte backing his way in on Taylor. Turnaround, rims out. Halfway down, did not fall for Aitor Anabadarte, the Saints' leading scorer this year, averaging 13.7 per game. Nice move by Trace Williams. Williams finds his way to the rim. He averages 19.7 points per game, 58% shooter from the field. These are two excellent shooting teams, both of them at 50% for the season. Saints are 0 for today, though. Anabadarte with the shot clock under 10. Double teamed, goes up anyway and misses the shot, so he's 0 for his first 2. Indiana Northwest leads by 5, trying to add to that lead. It's Jenkins kicking it out to Taylor, who resets the possession. Trace Williams, the senior from Homewood Flossmoor, fires out to Demarius Splunge, and Splunge can't connect on the three-pointer. Rebound St. Francis. Over 3 minutes scoreless now, but Indiana Northwest has not been able to pull away either. They're also struggling to shoot early. A foul called down low. That's going to go on Indiana Northwest. Dueling number zeros, Anthony Taylor and Ramel Davis were tied up. Taylor is called for the foul. Delshawn Sims bounces into Anabadarte, who loses the ball, trying to get it back, but he can't. Picked up by Splunge. Fired ahead Taylor, and Taylor's called for the travel. These are, by record, the 2 best teams in the CCAC this year. Hasn't really looked it early. The first 3.5 minutes of the game have been very sloppy. 2 sides feeling each other out early on. St. Francis calls on Don Joachim to replace Ramel Davis for substitution of the game. Joachim has missed a couple of games with an injury. Back out there today. Joffrey Nunnally gives it to Merrick Small. Small tries to drive, kicks it out to Anabadarte. Here's Joachim. Working with the right hand, pull up from the free throw line. Tough shot, no good. Saints are 0 for 5 shooting today. A couple of turnovers as well. Trace Williams got in tight. He's stopped short by the rim. Neither side in any offensive rhythm right now. Merrick Small finds Aitor Anabadarte, who slows it down. Here's Delshawn Sims setting up the offense. He bounces to Merrick Small out at the three-point line. Small looking down low, didn't have Anabadarte. He gives it to Delshawn Sims instead. Here's an open look for Joffrey Nunnally, and that's good. Saints are on the board for the first time. Nunnally is the best three-point shooter on the team. 50% on the season. 31 of 62. And he has the first points. Took almost 5 minutes. But here are the Fighting Saints on the board and down by just 2. Trace Williams pulls up for 3 and he hits. Back-to-back three-pointers, 1 for each side. Trace Williams now has 5 points for the game. Nunnally off to the right, bounces to Aitor Anabadarte. Anabadarte fakes the handoff, takes it inside instead, working one-on-one with Splunge. Good defense. Anabadarte fighting for positioning. He comes up short. Rebound to Indiana Northwest. Taylor bounces ahead for Jenkins. It's good. Quick 5 for Indiana Northwest. They've scored on back-to-back possessions. Caleb Jenkins has his first points, junior from Chicago. Over half this roster is from the state of Illinois. The other half is from Indiana. Very local roster compiled by Javier Heredia. Merrick Small misses the 3. Offensive rebound Nunnally. Outside Sims. He tries the 3. No good. Offensive rebound Anabadarte. Third chance is there. And Aitor's got his first 2 points of the game. Splunge kicks it over to Jenkins. Here's Danny Smith trying the 3. He misses off the back iron. Offensive rebound. Splunge tries from the outside. That's good. Raining three-pointers all of a sudden. We've seen 3 of them in the last minute 20. Delshawn Sims walks it up the floor. St. Francis trailing by 8. They did not score for the first 4.5 minutes. So they're trying to make up for lost time now. Three-pointer for Nunnally is off the side of the rim. Rebound grab by Anthony Taylor. A nice pass and a drive from Demarius Splunge, who finishes with 2 hands. Splunge has 5. 10-point lead. Indiana Northwest. St. Francis top 15 nationally in shooting percentage. Just 2 for 10 so far today. Plenty of time to turn it around. Hand off to Delshawn Sims. Three-pointer misses. Rebound poked by Don Joachim, but it's hauled in by Danny Smith. Splunge lobs it for Williams. Trace Williams kicks it out. Good ball movement. Jenkins open 3. Got it. Timeout called by Ryan Marks. Things are not going his way right now. Aitor Anabadarte checks in for Connor Casper. So an extra scorer on the floor for St. Francis. 7 on the shot clock. Anabadarte got it, and a foul. That's why you bring that extra scorer in, I guess. Aitor Anabadarte, leading scorer on the season for St. Francis, but Off to a rough start today. He had missed his first 3 field goal attempts prior to that one. And now a chance to make this a 3-point play. That's 4 straight points for St. Francis. Check that, 4 out of the last 6 points for St. Francis. They were down 20-6, 20-5, and then 22-6 after a bucket from the Red Hawks. There's a strip from Sean Richardson and a steal. Richardson fires it ahead for Davis. Into the corner. Nick Nigo for 3. No. Good look. Didn't get it to go, but Nigo does get the steal. Kept his head in the play after missing the shot. And now the Saints get another chance. Corner 3 for Aitor Abadarte. He passes on it, drives instead, foul, and the shot does not fall. But he'll go to the line for 2. So maybe the Saints starting to find a little bit more rhythm on offense. The shooting hasn't been there, but they've gotten some really good looks their last few possessions, and now they're getting themselves to the free throw line as well. 3 for 4 shooting foul shots so far today. Or 2 for 3, rather. Now 3 for 4. Just thinking ahead, that's all. Second shot coming up for Abadarte. He hits that one as well. So he's a perfect 3 for 3 from the line. I think I had it right. He missed his first 3 field goals. He's made 2 in a row. He's 2 for 5 now, 7 points. Danny Smith gives it to Steinhilber, right back. Smith, step back 3. Off the rim, rebound up in the air for Splunge. Nice job by Demarius Splunge, who's fouled by Ramel Davis. And that's going to be number 2 on Davis. Second on the Saints. Steinhilber gets it in to Danny Smith. Barnes, 12 to shoot. Jab step, now he drives, kicks it out to Steinhilber. 3-pointer, good. Back to a 14-point game as Trey Steinhilber knocks down his first bucket of the game. Aitor Abadarte holds on the wing, out to Sean Richardson. Cross court, Nigo for 3, no, rimmed out. Ben Fouts was open for a second on that possession. The defender fell down, he was calling for it. They didn't see him on time, and now a quick answer on the other side. Danny Smith races down the floor for the layup. Redhawks have a 16-point lead. St. Francis has won 9 consecutive games, but they've had a tough time so far today. Richardson across court. Abadarte puts it on the floor. Abadarte around a defender and to the rim with the layup. Abadarte is trying to keep the Saints in it right now. He's got 9 points. 3 for 6 from the field. The rest of the team has gone a combined 1 for 13. Steinhilber, stripped by Richardson, taken away, and Richardson's out ahead of the pack. In for the layup, and it's good. Defense leads to offense for Sean Richardson, his first points. And now the Saints have a little momentum. Their crowd making some noise. 12-point game. 16 has been the biggest lead for Indiana Northwest. They're trying to add to the 12 number right now with Danny Smith in possession. Barnes working against Nigo. Step back 3, no. Rebound is a foul, and the foul is on the offense. Indiana Northwest, we're going the other way. That's their 5th foul of the half. 5:35 to play before halftime. Don Joachim back in for Ramel Davis, who's got those 2 fouls. Sean Richardson sets up the Fighting Saints offense. He takes his time walking into it, fires over to Joachim on his left. Handoff back to Richardson. Lob for Joachim, the alley-oop is there for the layup. Richardson to Joachim, and the Saints are within 10. There's some contact. A foul is going to be called on Richardson. A little push on Trace Williams. That was out behind the three-point line when the whistle blew. First foul on Richardson. Indiana Northwest will inbound from the sideline. 21 on the shot clock. Demarius Splunge over to Anthony Taylor. Smith looking low for Williams, didn't have him, cross court instead. Jenkins tries the three and hits. Well, no matter what kind of run St. Francis tries to make in this game, they're going to have a tough time if Indiana Northwest keeps shooting the way they have. 6 of 12 from three-point range. Ben Fatz tries the three, hasn't made one this year. And I can say that again the next time he shoots. 0 for 6 now from three-point range. Drive from Williams. Williams can't finish. Rebound deflected to Nick Nigo. Nigo wants to push it ahead. Outlet pass to Richardson. Cross court back to Nigo. Down low, Ben Fatz. Backing down on Jenkins. Got Jenkins in the air, and he makes the layup. 3 points for Ben Fatz. Under 4 minutes to go in the half. 11-point lead, Indiana Northwest. Anthony Taylor gives it up to Splunge. Splunge is tripped up on the floor. Foul called on St. Francis. 3:42 to play in the first half. That's going to take us to a quick timeout. I'll be back in a moment. 30-19, Indiana Northwest has the lead late in the first. It's not to say that either side is going to shoot their exact average today, but it's not going to stay quite this disparate. Inbounded to Jenkins, right back to Trace Williams, and Williams is fouled by Joffrey Nunnally.
St. Francis foul number 3, Joffrey Nunnally.
So that's 3 fouls on the Saints in the last 2 minutes or so, after they had committed just 2 prior to that. It's the first one on Nunnally. Williams will inbound again. Knocked away by Nunnally, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Redhawks. 14 on the shot clock. Williams gets to inbound for the 3rd time on this possession. From a different location this time, though. Change of scenery. Williams steps inside the three-point arc. Now right back out for 3. Drains it. Pretty shot from Trace Williams. He created a little separation for himself. Williams is kind of case in point. The guy's not quite shooting their percentage. He's only 23% from three-point range for the season, but he's already hit 2 today. Aitor Anabadarte is fouled, trying to receive a pass from Don Joachim. Demarius Splunge got him from behind.
Indiana Northwest foul number 2, Demarius Splunge, his 2nd, team 6th. Checking in for Indiana Northwest number 12, next Otterbauer.
Delshawn Sims will be the inbounder here. Indiana Northwest has hit their foul limit, so the next one will result in free throws. Sims to Small. 10 seconds to shoot. Merrick Small looking down low. Finds Anabadarte in the post, working his way underneath the basket. Flips over to Don Joachim. Shot clock running out. Joachim has to force it up, and he scores. 4 points for Joachim. They've been hard-fought points. Taylor drives. Taylor's blocked by Joachim. What a sequence for him. Inbound play to Otterbacher, and he comes up short. Joachim on the run, slows it down across half court, lobbed ahead for Nunnally. The layup misses, but Merrick Small's there to follow. He misses as well, and he's fouled by Caleb Jenkins. That'll send Merrick Small to the free throw line.
NorthWest foul number 22, Caleb Jenkins. His first, team 7. Merrick Small.
1 and 1 for Small. 75% on the season. Trying to get the lead down to 10. He got it down to 11 for starters. Small had a big game last time these teams met. He had a team high 20 points in that 73-70 loss in early December. He's got 1 point today, but he misses the back end of the free throws. Thrown off the back of Max Otterbacher, and the Saints catch a break. Here is Aitor Anabararte for the layup. Otterbacher just wasn't expecting that pass to come. It went off of his back. And a heads-up play by Aitor Anabararte as he ran by. He scooped it up. 9-point game. It's as close as it's been in a while. Inside Williams. Williams goes up with it and scores. That's 10 for Trace Williams. Averaging just under 20 points per game. Delshawn Sims up top to Merrick Small. Hand off to Sims. Drive, kick into the corner. Don Joachim travels. A little indecisive, and his feet just slipped out from under him before he could make the move. 89 seconds to play in the first half. It's an 11-point lead for Indiana Northwest. They've got the ball. They've led by double digits most of this half. Their biggest has been 16. Saints have not had a lead. In fact, they went close to 5 minutes to start the game without scoring. They've sorted it out since then, but are playing catch up. Anthony Taylor is fouled going up. He'll get 2 free throws.
St. Francis foul number 12, Don Joachim, his second, team 6. Anthony Taylor is the line for 2.
Anthony Taylor's got 2 points so far in today's game, 75% from the free throw line. He makes the first. One more for Taylor, senior from south side of Chicago, knocks it down. The lead is very quickly back to 13 for Indiana Northwest. Saints had gotten it down to 9. Sims into Anabararte. Aitor Anabararte backs in on Otterbacher, up with the right hand, no good. Here come the Red Hawks. Anabararte pokes it away and a foul call. Anabararte was knocked down on the shot, so he was a little slower than his teammates to get back on defense. So he tried to sneak in a quick steal on Taylor, but he reached across the body to do it, so Taylor goes to the line for a 1-and-1. First one is good. Taylor is a perfect 3 for 3 on his free throws today. Well, I mentioned he's 75% for the season, so if trends hold, he should miss this one. I find that trends don't always hold. And there you go. 15-point game. Final minute of the first half. Not the first half that the Fighting Saints envisioned today. Joachim throws over to Nunnally and a foul underneath the basket. Anabararte was held by Otterbacher. So Aitor Anabararte will go to the line for 1-and-1. Anabararte this season, 79%. He's taken more free throws than anybody else on the Saints. He's perfect today. He makes his first one here. He's 4 for 4 from the line, 12 points. So if he hits this one, he'll be responsible for 50% of his team's total. Ryan Marks brings his second team back out there. Nigo, Richardson, and Fats all check in. Nunnally remains on the floor with Anabadarte, who's got one more free throw. Two for two. And a timeout called by Javier Heredia for Indiana Northwest, who will try to strike before halftime. Williams throws it across half court to Jenkins. Right back to Trace Williams. 10 points in the first half for him. Directing traffic with 15 to shoot. Smith off to Otterbacher on the left side. Driving on Benfats. It gets inside, kicks it out to Jenkins. Into the post, Trace Williams. Turnaround pass deflected out of bounds. 2 seconds on the shot clock. It'll stay with Indiana Northwest. They'll have to get something off quickly. It's a short 2. Into the corner, three-pointer Jenkins misses. Rebound Richardson. He's got plenty of time to get down the floor. Richardson poked away from behind, gets it back, flips it towards the hoop and off the rim. No good. So they got the stop. They couldn't quite get the bucket on the other end, but a 13-point game at halftime. This comes out with their 5 starters as well. Davis, Nunnally, Sims, Anabadarte, and Small. Keep in mind, Ramel Davis picked up 2 fouls. He was essentially a non-factor in the first half. 10 minutes, 1 rebound, no points. And that's their second leading scorer and second leading shooter this year. So expect him to have a much bigger impact here in the second half. Merrick Small down low. Stripped out of bounds. It'll stay with St. Francis, 15 to shoot. Inbounded to Davis. Davis kicks it outside to Sims. Delshawn Sims had a tough first half with no points as well. Davis is on the board. Rolled that one off the front of the rim and got it to go. First points of the game for Davis. We'll see if that sparks something. The Saints have pulled to within 11. Anthony Taylor down the baseline, shoves it off to Danny Smith, who's fouled.
St. Francis foul number 0, Ramel Davis. His
Third foul on Ramel Davis.
in the second half.
Picked that one up just 47 seconds in to the second half, so we'll see how Ryan Marks decides to play this one. He gave Don Joachim some extended time in the first half as a result of Davis's foul issues. We'll see if he decides to go that same direction here. Smith makes his first free throw. Second shot. That's good. The Redhawks are a perfect 6 of 6 from the line today. They maintain a double-digit lead. It's been there most of the afternoon. Up top to Delshawn Sims. 15 to shoot. Sims kicks it off to Nunnally. Down low, it's Anabadarte in the post. Turnaround jumper is good. 15 points for Anabadarte today. Came into the game averaging just under 14. Williams finds Smith at the free throw line for the cutting Taylor. Taylor trapped under the basket, throws it off for Williams. Trace Williams gets inside and scores. That was impressive from Trace Williams. Got around 3 defenders on his way for the layup. 12 points for Williams. Sims up to Nunnally. Nunnally hit 1 3-pointer in the first half. It's the only 3 that the Saints have made today. They're 1 out of 10. Merrick Small, double team, kicks to Sims, three-pointer, no good. Fired down the floor, knocked away by Sims, but somehow Williams comes down with it. It's an ill-advised pass, but they got away with it. Smith is fouled. Didn't quite finish, but he will get 2 free throw attempts.
St. Francis foul number 45, Merrick Small, his first, team second.
First foul on Merrick Small. Ramel Davis has been playing with his 3. First free throw is good for Smith. He's hit 3 in a row. Redhawks are 7 for 7. They shoot 71% as a team. And there's their first miss of the day. Small gives it to Nunnally. Back up top, Merrick Small. Sims lobs it for Small. Small backs in, one-on-one with Jenkins. He scores and one. First field goal of the day for Merrick Small. In that first half, Small had 1 point from the free throw line, obviously. Davis did not score, Sims did not score. So that's 3/5 of your starting lineup. Managed only 1 point. They've stepped it up a little bit here. Davis and Small have combined for 5 in the second half. But it's tough to stay in a game when most of your starters aren't performing well, and that's the case this afternoon for St. Francis. At least in the first half of the game it was. Their bench stepped up. They contributed a little bit, kept it relatively close, but Splunge right there makes it a 13-point game. He's got 7 points, and that's sort of the way it's been all afternoon. Every time the Saints start to feel good about themselves, Indiana Northwest makes a basket. They've been extremely efficient today. Trace Williams is called for the foul, reaching around Delshawn Sims. First foul on Williams. Sims on the wing. Gets the screen, rolling to his left, bounces to Anabadarte. Pass was deflected, but Sims gets it back. Sims along the baseline, contact, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Indiana Northwest foul number 4, Trace Williams, his second, team's third. Delshawn Sims at the line for 2.
So Sims is looking for his first points of the game, and he's got at least his first point. Coming off a big one in the win against Trinity Christian on Wednesday. Delshawn Sims makes both free throws. So it's an 11-point game again. The Saints have not been able to cut it under 10. And usually, because this is when Indiana Northwest would score again. There you go. Caleb Jenkins from the corner for 3. He's got 11. Every time it's down to 10, 11, 12. Every time Indiana Northwest answers with a bucket. Sims misses the 3. Second chance, Anabadarte. He stays hot. Aitor Anabadarte missed his first 3 field goal attempts of the game. Since then, he's 6 for 7. Deflected by Nunnally and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Redhawks, 21 to shoot.
Out of bounds. Indiana Northwest ball.
Williams is the trigger man on the inbounds play. Fires to Jenkins, and they set it up at the top. Smith looking inside, instead gives it to Jenkins at the top of the key. 11 to shoot. Danny Smith around a screen. Picked up by Small. Smith fires the jumper and misses it. Rebound tipped by Anabadarte and into the hands of Davis. Fired ahead, Nunnally, 3-pointer, got it. The Saints hit just their second 3-pointer of the game, and finally they do cut that lead under 10, 49 to 40. They got the stop they needed, and they got the 3-pointer they have been desperately searching for. They had been 1 for 12 prior to that. Jenkins in response misses the three, and Sims grabs the rebound. Here comes Delshawn Sims bouncing ahead for Nunnally. Back out to Sims, deflected, but Sims pulls it in. Nunnally wide open again. Can't make it 2 in a row, but Ana Bedarte is there for the tip-in. 19 points for the senior from Spain. It was a 16-point game. It's down to 7, and a foul called on St. Francis with 14:55 to play in the second half. We've got a ball game here. Jalen Jennings is in for Indiana Northwest. Saints have called on Ben Fatz and Don Joachim. Ball is lobbed into Anthony Taylor. Taylor throws it into the backcourt. LaDayon Barnes touches it for the backcourt violation. Sloppy turnover committed by the Redhawks. We haven't seen a lot of those of late. Both of these teams started the game a little bit sluggish. But Indiana Northwest came around, and the Saints took a little bit longer, but they have now as well. We haven't seen a turnover like that in a while from the Redhawks. Saints basketball down by only 7. Don Joachim drives, kicks to Sims. Delshawn Sims gives it back outside. Joachim, jump stop under the basket, he lays it in. He's got 6 points today. The Saints trail by only 5. This is Barnes. Barnes kicks to Jenkins. Williams on the wing. Foul called on Don Joachim. He took the hit from Trace Williams. That's on the floor. And that is the second on Don Joachim. Excuse me, the third on Don Joachim. So he and Ramel Davis now both have 3 fouls. Inbound it to Taylor, who's fouled right away. Saints didn't appear to be in position ready for that inbounds play, and the Redhawks took advantage. Third foul on Joffrey Nunnally. So 3 different Saints now have committed 3. And Taylor gets 2 free throws. That certainly, if nothing else, cuts into the Saints' momentum. First free throw is good. So it's not even if nothing else. There's at least 1 point else, and maybe another. Taylor's been good from the line today. He's got 8 points now, 6 of them on free throws. 6 for 6. Sims bounces to Ana Bedarte, right back to Delshawn. Looking inside for Ana Bedarte. He finds Ben Fatz under the basket. Fatz lays it up and in. Well, the key so far in this second half is the Saints are shooting the ball much, much better. Now 8 for 11. Everything's falling for him. Nothing was early in the game. Things tend to average out over the course of 40 minutes. Williams working one-on-one with Joachim, gets inside, high off the glass, no good. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by Indiana Northwest. Sean Richardson and Nick Nego come in. So Aitor Ana Bedarte is the only starter who remains on the floor for St. Francis. Five-point game. The Saints can cut it down to 1 possession right here. Joachim on the wing. Gives it to Richardson up top. 12 to shoot. Richardson takes 1 bounce and gives to Nick Nego. Nego feeds Ana Bedarte in the post. Ana Bedarte works his way underneath the basket and scores. He gets the foul and he'll go to the line. Third foul on Caleb Jenkins. Aitor Ana Bedarte has been the star of the show for the Saints today. He's got 21 points to match his uniform number. And he'll change into a different uniform if he makes this shot. He does. Saints, though, already have a number 22, Ben Kreitz. So Anabadarte will stick with what he's wearing. 51-49. This is as close as it's been since it was 2-0. Timeout called by the Red Hawks. 12:49 to play. They probably could have called a jump ball a couple of times there. They let him play it out, and it ends up going out of bounds off of St. Francis. It would have been Indiana Northwest ball either way. Aitor Anabadarte checks back in for Connor Casper after a short rest. It's been a big game for Anabadarte so far. Williams works his way inside, dishes off at the last instant to Demarius Splunge. And Splunge lays it in, 5-point game. This is game 2 of a doubleheader. It's starting to feel a lot like the first one did. Indiana Northwest women's team beat the St. Francis women's 71-68. Lobbed inside, Anabadarte, no good, but a foul. But in that women's game earlier today, St. Francis trailed most of the way. They fought back, and late in the third quarter, they tied the score at 48. They finally did miss one. So they're 9 for 10 from 2-point range this half. Now they go to the free throw line where they've shot 11 of 13 for the day. Anabadarte's first free throw is good. He's got 23 points, 7 of 7 from the line. Second shot is good. So it's back to a one-score game, 56-53, Indiana Northwest ball. Ramel Davis is back in for the Fighting Saints. He's playing with 3 fouls. Trace Williams takes his time, swings it around. It's Smith on the right. Smith drives, pulls up. Trying to squeeze out something, finds Splunge, and Splunge misses off the backboard. Rebound grabbed by Ramel Davis. Richardson bounces to the cutting Anabadarte, who's sent back to the free throw line. Nice setup by Richardson. Anabadarte not quite able to finish at the rim, but he is 7 of 7 from the line, or 8 of 8 now from the line. And a chance to add 2 more points. He had a game earlier this year against Lewis. I'm trying to remember the exact number. It was, I think, more than 20 free throws. He made all of them. He makes this one as well. It would have been a school record for free throws in a game, but it was counted as an exhibition. So he did not get the credit for it. But when he gets hot at the line, he can go long stretches without missing. And he's done that today. 10 for 10. 56-55. Just over 9 minutes to play. Pass deflected, tipped, and brought in by Anabadarte. 2 deflections before it was picked off. Saints forced the steal. Turnover number 9 of the day, committed by Indiana Northwest. Can St. Francis take their first lead this afternoon? Davis is going to try, but he misses off the backboard, and the rebound goes to Danny Smith. Barnes back to Smith. Inside Splunge, up with the right hand, got the hook. Nice shot by Demarius Splunge. Splunge has 11 now, the 4th Red Hawk in double figures. Ben Fatz bounces in to Aitor Anabadarte, the only Saint in double figures. His pass across court is deflected out of bounds. Joffrey Nunnally is back in. Nick Migo sits down. Anthony Taylor returns to the floor for the Red Hawks. Saints basketball, 12 to shoot. Aitor Anabadarte hands it off to Nunnally. Out to Richardson. Richardson backs up, 4 seconds on the clock. Richardson tries the three at the buzzer. He couldn't get it. Tough possession for St. Francis. Taylor looks around, finds Splunge. And a whistle away from the ball. It's down underneath the basket. I think they're going to get Richardson for a hold on Danny Smith. And that's the 7th foul on the Saints, so it'll put the Redhawks at the free throw line. It was indeed on Richardson. And if those away from the ball, now that they're over the limit, important to note that it was Smith who was fouled. So Danny Smith gets to go to the line. Good free throw shooter. 77% on the season. 4 for 5 today. Front end of the 1-and-1 is good. He's got one more. Trying to make it a 5-point game again. He doesn't. He misses it, but it's an offensive rebound for Anthony Taylor. But Arte did not box him out. And now the Redhawks get another chance to add to their lead. To the cutter, Smith lays it in. He's got a 3-point play. Saints were down by as many as 16. They fought back, tied it at 51. Redhawks scored 5 in a row. Saints answered, brought it back down to 1 at 56-55. And Indiana Northwest has scored 5 in a row again. Merrick Small from the outside misses the 3 and grabs his own rebound. Small back up with it. Yes, and a foul. It's been a quiet offensive day for Merrick Small, but he picks it up here in a big moment, fighting for his own miss. Didn't give up on the play. And now Small is at the free throw line.
Team 7, Small, the line for 1.
Small is 1 for 2 from the line today. He makes it a 3-point game. 61-58, 7:05 to play. Max Otterbacher back in for Indiana Northwest. Trace Williams sets up the offense. Williams scored 10 in the first half. He's got just 4 here in the second, but he's been a good facilitator as well. Taylor on the drive, pulls up, and he's fouled.
St. Francis foul number 3, Joffrey Nunley, is forward. Team's 8. Anthony Taylor at the line.
They called it a shooting foul, so it is 2 shots for Taylor. Doesn't make a difference because he made the first anyway. He's 7 for 7 from the free throw line today. Both of these teams have shot free throws really well. Saints are 16 of 18. Redhawks are 12 of 14. Make it 13 of 15. Back to a 5-point game. Don Joachim in for Ramel Davis with 6:48 to play. Joachim hasn't played in a couple of weeks, but he stepped up and has had one of his best games of the season today. Small gives to Richardson. Small at the top, looking down low, does not have Hannibal Arte, carries it in himself instead. Pass deflected out of bounds. 11 on the shot clock for St. Francis. Richardson trying to convince the official that he should be able to inbound from the other side of the basket. They're not giving it to him. So he'll send it in from right here to the corner, and Joffrey Nunley. Nunley gives to Small, and another whistle away from the ball. That's on Jenkins. Jenkins grabbed Anna Bedarte, so he'll go to the line for 2 shots. 1-and-1 rather. Could be 2 shots. It's up to him. Anna Bedarte has 26 points today. And there's number 27, making it 63-59, giving him one more shot. St. Francis is looking for their 10th consecutive win. Haven't lost since they played these guys about a month and a half ago. Anabadarte stays perfect from the line. 63-60 our score. Williams picks it up, lobs over to Smith. Anthony Taylor takes it inside. Taylor step back jumper short. Rebound tipped into the hands of Small. Saints have the ball in a one-possession game. Small at the top, hands to Nunnally. Nunnally thought about that three-pointer. Instead, he passes it up. It's Joakim on the side. Joakim drives stripped, and it's taken by Williams. Ahead for Taylor. Anthony Taylor throws it down. Big turnover committed by St. Francis. Indiana Northwest gets the steal, and they turn it into two. Richardson finds Anabadarte beyond the arc. Over to Nunnally. Joakim for three. It's good. Don Joakim has been hot shooting the ball today. 11 points for him. And it's back to a two-point game. Those 11 points for Don Joakim are just one off of his season high. Inside, no, and that's going to be basket interference, I think. Yep. Basket interference against the offense. And it'll be St. Francis ball. 4:47 to play, 65-63. The Saints have controlled the second half due to a 57% shooting clip. Redhawks have been consistent. They made half their shots in the first half. They've made half their shots in the second half. Delshawn Sims over to Joffrey Nunnally. In the corner, Aitor Anabadarte shovels it off to Small. Here's Sims in the corner for the lead. No. And a hold called on Anabadarte. That'll send the Redhawks down the other way for free throws.
St. Francis foul number 21, Aitor Anabadarte, his second.
That is the second foul on Anabadarte. Joffrey Nunnally has committed 4. Ramel Davis, Don Joakim both have 3. Fouls have been an issue today for the Fighting Saints.
Caleb Jenkins at the line for the 1-and-1.
Free throws have been pretty even, though. First free throw from Jenkins is good, so he'll get one more. And this was their last 1-and-1. The next foul will put them in the double bonus, so 2 free throws on fouls the rest of the way. Jenkins goes 1 for 2. Rebound grab by Anabadarte, his 5th today. Still just a 3-point game. Joakim gives to Small. Merrick Small has 10 to shoot. He hands it off to Joakim. Don Joakim gets inside and he's fouled. Fourth foul on Jalen Jennings. Don Joakim's got 2 shots coming. First free throw for him is good. That ties his season high with 12 points. Ben Fotz comes in for Merrick Small. Second free throw from Joakim to make it a 1-point game. That's good, and that ties his career high with 13 points. 66-65, under 4 minutes to play. Indiana Northwest just trying desperately to hold on. They have led this game the entire way. Jalen Jennings puts it on the floor, walks it to his right. Back up top to Trace Williams. Williams working one-on-one with Nunnally, who has those 4 fouls. Turnaround from Williams misses. And St. Francis again has a chance to take their first lead of the game. Ben Fatz gives it to Aitor Anabadarte. Three-pointer, got it! And St. Francis takes the lead. 31 for Anabadarte. And that is his first three-pointer. Almost 3 minutes on the clock, and for the first time, St. Francis is playing from ahead. Jennings into the corner for Smith and right through his legs. Smith just let that ball slip right past him. That's a big turnover, an unforced turnover. Saints ball, first time all day they've had it with the lead. Anabadarte to Sims. Cross court to Anabadarte. Hit that three-pointer in the last possession. Now he drives, gets inside, and he's blocked by Demarius Splunge. Delshawn Sims will inbound. Sims finds Ben Fatz. Handoff back to Sims, 8 on the shot clock. Sims to Fatz, handoff back to Sims. Sims for three. No, offensive rebound, Don Joachim. Shoveled off to Anabadarte. Saints try it again. Here's Nunnally for three. No. And the rebound goes to Indiana Northwest, down by just over 2 minutes to play. Danny Smith turns on the Jets, and a blocking foul called on Don Joachim. That's his fourth. It's a tough call. He thought that he was in position. Smith barreled into him. He may have been in the circle. It's hard to tell. So 2 shots for Smith. He's got 14 points in the game. First one is good. Ramel Davis comes back in with Don Joachim heading to the bench. Davis has just 2 points today. He averages close to 14 per game. And even with him only scoring 2, St. Francis has a late lead against a very difficult opponent. Second free throw misses from Danny Smith. And we've still got a 1-point game. St. Francis on top. Davis up to Anabadarte, over to Delshawn Sims on the right wing. Under 2 minutes remaining in regulation. Sims bounces it back to Anabadarte. Anabadarte down low, underneath the basket. Flips it up and misses. Rebound grab by Caleb Jenkins. Chance for the Redhawks to take the lead, and they'll get that chance from the free throw line as Nunnally is called for his 5th foul. Nunnally doesn't like the call, but it was an unnecessary risk to take with 4 fouls already. And Smith goes to the line. Nunnally's going to have to check out. Nick Nigo will come in for him. So Nunnally's done 6 points. He hit 2 3-pointers up until a minute ago. Those were the only 2 3-pointers that the Saints had hit today. They're 4 of 23 for the game. And still they lead. The lead could be short-lived. If Smith can hit these 2 free throws, or even just one of them, he's tied the score at 68. Both teams are in the double bonus. So we'll see some more free throws before all is said and done. Got them both this time, 69-68. St. Francis had overcome the 16-point deficit to take the lead. They had all the momentum. They had the crowd behind them. Credit to the Redhawks for hanging in there. They've scored the last 3 from the free throw line, but now the Saints are headed back to the line as well. Aitor Anabadarte is fouled by Danny Smith. Anabadarte has a season high 31 points. His career high is 34 a couple of years ago. He's got 32 in this game. We're tied at 69. Jokum in for Davis for defense with 87 seconds remaining. Arte will try to give St. Francis the lead. And he does. Sean Richardson in for defense as well. Delshawn Sims sits down. Redhawks let the ball roll to avoid the clock starting, and now they start their offense. Anthony Taylor out to Danny Smith. Smith works inside. Jumper is good. Arte tried to take the charge, but no whistle. And Smith hangs in there. He's got the last 5 points for Indiana Northwest. 19 for the game. His team is in the lead. A minute to play. Nigo to Ben Fatz. Lob down low for Arte, and he's grabbed. So Aitor Arte is going back to a familiar location. He's been at the line a lot today. 14 for 14. He makes one of two here. We'll have a tie game. If he makes them both, the Saints will be in the lead. He makes the first. He's 15 for 15 and has now tied his career high with 34 points. For the lead, he's got it. 72-71. Under a minute to play. Trace Williams gets to the midcourt logo and scoops the ball up. He's off and running, stripped by Arte. A steal for St. Francis. And a timeout called by Ryan Marks. 23 on the shot clock, 42 seconds to play in the game. Inbounded to Sean Richardson. Richardson guarded tightly by Trace Williams. Bounced over to Ben Fatz. Saints are letting as much clock run as they can. They're under 10 seconds now, though, have to make a move towards the rim. Aitor Arte is backing in on Jennings. Turnaround jumper, air ball. Rebounded by Danny Smith. He lobs it ahead for Trace Williams. Williams to the rim, lays it up and in. And Indiana Northwest has the lead with 15 seconds to go. Saints don't call a timeout until they cross half court. And now they do. 13 seconds to play. So they know what it feels like to play a close one. They're in it right now. Aitor Arte gets the inbounds pass. Clock under 10. He drives and he's fouled on the floor by Jennings. So Jennings has fouled out, and now Aitor Arte can win the game from the free throw line. School record for most made free throws in a game is 18. He would tie that if he makes both of these here, and more importantly, he would give his team the lead with 8 seconds to go.
Checking in for the Redhawks, number 12.
Max Otterbacher comes in for Jennings, who fouled out. Don Jokum is back in the game for St. Francis. Nick Nigo sits. Arte's got 35 points. Number 36 ties the score at 73. Indiana Northwest does have 2 timeouts left. Arte trying to give his team the lead with 8.5 on the clock. He does. He's tied the school record with those 18 free throws. 74-73. Don Jokum knocks the inbounds pass away, and he loses it out of bounds. But still a good play by Jokum as he runs almost 3 seconds off the clock just in the scramble. It typically has been. Saints put a little pressure in the backcourt to throw him off a little bit. They send it into Danny Smith. Smith gets inside the arc, fires down low to Williams. Does not get the roll, and there's the buzzer. St. Francis holds him off, 74-73. They got a look in the end there. Williams wanted a foul call, didn't get the whistle. The ball hung on the rim, but did not fall, and the Fighting Saints have won their 10th consecutive ball game. They've gotten their revenge on Indiana Northwest, the only team to beat them in conference this year. Saints are now 17-2 on the season. And they remain in sole possession of first place in the CCAC with now an 11-1 record. What a big game for Indiana Northwest. If they had won this, they would have tied the Saints for the conference lead and had 2 head-to-head wins, and instead they are now 2 games back of the Fighting Saints with about a month to go in conference play. So the Saints are very much in the driver's seat as they try to pull out the CCAC regular season championship this year. They're back at home for a couple more games. They've got Indiana South Bend coming up on Wednesday. That's going to be a tough one. Indiana South Bend is always tough. They have 4 losses on the conference season, but they're sitting in the top half of the standings as well, 7-4. So that's going to be a big game. And Olivet Nazarene, another tough one next week. But this is one that the Saints will remember. A hard-fought victory. They were down by 16 points in the first half. They were down by 13 at halftime. Aitor Anabararte scored a career-high 37 points, including the final 2 from the free throw line with 8.5 seconds left to win the game 74-73. Don Joachim tied his career high with 13 points. Merrick Small led the way with 6 rebounds. Anabararte tied the program record by connecting on 18 free throws today. He was a perfect 18 of 18. For Indiana Northwest, 5 different players scored in double figures. Danny Smith led the way with 19. Trace Williams had 14. He had the look at the very end in the closing seconds. It looked out of his hands like it might win the game, but it rolled around the rim and did not fall. 12 points apiece for Jenkins and Taylor. Splunge had 11 before fouling out. Again, the Saints improved to 74, or they win the game 74-73. They improved to 17-2 on the year.